Greetings, brothers and sisters. We are beginning an exciting summer at Northside as we welcome two skilled additions to our ministry staff, Rachel Starr and Ryan Porche, whom we've already introduced to the church in services of ordination. Rachel has begun working with our teens in the role of associate youth minister. Our youth ministry right now has never been more active. More students are participating. Morale is high, and our teens are discovering new ways to express and share their faith that are making a difference inside and outside this church. Rachel will only build and expand on all that. By training and experience, she is well equipped not only to assist Ben Crain, but to help serve and guide our youth ministry as we move into the future, and we're blessed to have her. This summer, we are also excited to welcome Ryan Porche as our new executive minister, and the role he will play in our church is especially critical and important. A few years ago, in the spring of 2019, several working groups were formed at Northside to gauge the present and consider the future. One of those groups was charged with assessing resources and personnel, and in that appraisal, they discovered that though Northside was served by capable ministers, there was no coordination between ministries. No common goals or purposes was being embraced or expressed. Good things were happening, but it was all existing in isolation. It soon became clear that this was an obvious deficit at Northside. Much more coordination was needed, but none of the present ministry staff possessed either the time or the gifts to facilitate that. And so one of the strongest recommendations to come out of the resource committee was for the immediate hiring of an executive minister, a person with both ministry experience and organizational skill who would coordinate and ensure that everything that was happening at Northside would move forward together, serving a common vision and purpose. That need has become even more critical as we as a church have established a long-term and a short-term strategic plan. We were fortunate that there was a Northside member who possessed the necessary skills and who was already serving as our part-time worship leader, Jack Reese. Jack was in the process of completing an important book at the Blue Hole, and he agreed to accept the position of executive minister on a temporary basis. That was 4 years ago. Jack's imprint on our church became obvious from the very first staff meeting he led. He was fully embraced by all of us on the ministry staff, and we quickly noticed that needed changes were happening. As Jack helped guide our church as executive minister, we as elders began to notice something we did not anticipate. Jack not only handled the administrative task better than any of us ever did, but his activities freed us to fully embrace our call to serve as true shepherds at Northside. The arrival of Ryan Porche and his family will only enable all of those important changes to continue and even do more. Ryan brings years of ministry experience in a variety of areas, and all of the many duties and responsibilities he has shared in God's church have truly prepared him to be just the kind of servant Northside needs. I hope you understand what a blessing our current ministry staff is to this church. They complement one another not only in skill and responsibilities, but also by temperament. And Rachel and Ryan will fit into this group seamlessly. The ministers of Northside enjoy the full confidence and trust of all the elders, and we are incredibly grateful for every one of them. In the current governance model of our church, the leadership at Northside is described as elder-led and minister-directed. The pattern of elders as a board of directors with ministers serving under them as managers, responsible for assigned tasks, may be an adequate business model, but it doesn't fit a church very well. The elders and ministers of Northside exist and serve as a team, with every one of us embracing the role of mutual stewards of God's church. Together, we solicit your prayers, your encouragement, and your understanding. May God guide us all.